To Dr. David Bennett, who is a clinical psychologist, and he's going to talk with us today about reducing stress and helping your kids and ourselves keeping an attitude of gratitude around the holiday season. Dr. Bennett, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So this is something that really is not only important to stress in children, but also for us adults as well. I mean, I would think anyone really can benefit from keeping the right attitude around the holiday season. Is that right?
I agree completely. Specifically around the holidays, there's a lot of things that converge with financial stresses and the stress of pace and just the busyness in general. And children can really mirror the stress that they're seeing in their parents. So first of all, it's very important for the parents to realize that and to try to control and manage their own stress.
So what do we do with first of all, I didn't really realize that the holiday season was such a stressful time for kids. So first of all, why is it that stresses kids out around the time? Is it just that they see their parents getting stressed and they know that it's really kind of an important time and that sort of is almost contagious for the kids?
Well, yeah, and first of all, let me say that there's no doubt it's a fun time, it's an exciting time, but sometimes the overexcitement can make behavior a little more difficult to manage. And when the parents are stressed, parents that are stressed out tend to not be good parents. If you're cranky and grouchy and overwhelmed with the stresses, you're not going to do as good a job as a parent managing behavior and whatnot with your child.
So what are some specific things that parents can do to help their kids kind of cope through this time and keep it, like, as you said, a fun time and just sort of enjoy the holiday season as kids should?
A couple of things. First of all, is to be aware that their own stress is mirrored in their children. And so to try to control the pace, the not getting over-involved, over-committed, and be able to give their kids some time still over the holidays is really important. Secondly, there's a lot of changes in routine around the holidays. So it's always helpful if parents can kind of come up with a calendar that shows what's going to happen a certain day for 2 or 3 weeks. That way the kids know what to expect. And then the third thing would be to use this concept of thankful time to develop an attitude of gratitude. And the way you do that is you just daily set time aside, probably right before bedtime, and tell your child 2 or 3 things that you really appreciate about them, that you're really thankful for. And in turn, ask your child to do the same thing back to you, to tell you what they're thankful for. It can be a simple thing you can tell them, like, thanks for picking up your tennis shoes in the family room. And it can be a more meaningful thing, like, thank you for being honest with me today, or thanks for playing nicely with your sister. It can be a way to express appreciations. That attitude of gratitude helps self-esteem, and it helps you cope with stress. And it's really a good life skill in general, not just a holiday skill.
You're absolutely right. I remember seeing on Oprah years ago that she said one time she used to write down in a journal at the end of every day 5 things that she was thankful for that day. And I started doing that in high school. Unfortunately, of course, I haven't kept it up, but it really does just sort of help you keep perspective on things. So this really is something we can do throughout the year.
It really is, and that's a great exercise. I agree.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, a couple of things maybe. One thing would be if you're shopping, try to leave your kids at home. A lot of kids melt down when they're taken on a long shopping trip, and long means actually not much time to most kids.
Yeah.
Most kids don't like shopping. And so I try to leave the kids at home if at all possible, and if not possible, I would then take them on shorter trips. And then the last thing would just be make sure you're communicating and spending time with your child, because the holidays can actually pull you away from your child because you're so busy shopping and doing other things. So try to give your child time.
Well, wonderful tips, Dr. Bennett. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Happy holidays.
Same to you.
All right, folks, and I hope that these were some helpful tips for you as well.